And welcome to Grandad Views. Got a bit of a jerry rig setup here, but I've got the new X-H2S, and I just want to show in this video about the codecs and what you can and cannot record on different cards and the output to an external screen. So I've got the Blackmagic Video Assist here connected to it. I wanted to record the screen directly with the Blackmagic Video Assist, but unfortunately things I want to show on that screen, if I've got the output on this, the menu output on this to here, it restricts the Video Assist to one resolution, and I need to show how things are changing. So I'm going to video it with the XS10. So we've got the XH1, and let's just have a look at the codecs and what I'm trying to show you about what goes where. So let's record on here. So if we go into the menus, and if you can see, we've got a top movie setting menu, and then at the very top we've got one called movie setting list. If we go into there, it gives us an overview of our media, our settings, what the film profile is, even the RAW, and what's coming out of the HDMI at the same time, because you can say it says HDMI is connected, so it knows it's got a cable connected and it can go out to it. So if we go for a start, let's have a look what we can put on the cards. So I've got, in card slot 1, I've got a CFExpress Type B card that came with the camera, which is 64 gig. And in slot 2, I've got a 128 gig V60 card. I've tried a V90 as well, same results. So if I go back, on card number 2, $4K 25p, and again 23 minutes into it. So on that 128 gig, 23 minutes. Now if we go down to this bit, we get a bit more breakdown of what we've got here. So in this one is just an overview or a quick way to get to it. And then this gives you a bit more detail. So slot 2, H.265, long got 420 MOV at 720 megabits a second. We've got 23 minutes, 27 seconds. Same as it says there. So these are both related. So if I want to go to H.265, all I 422 MOV, 720 megabits a second. Again, we've got 23 minutes, 27 seconds. It's 10-bit. And I can change that down to 360, and I get 46 minutes, 38. So that makes a big difference. We're still 10-bit. Long got, same, but I've got more options on megabits. So I can get 5 hours at 50 megabits, 2 hours 42, 1 hour 23, 46, and then we're 23 minutes. But I can't do any of the ProRes on that SD card, and it doesn't matter whether you put a V90 in there or a V60, you still can't get ProRes. So let me pick H.265 all I 422 MOV at 720. Go to card 1. So card 1 is my compact Express Compact Flash B Express B card. Again, I've got the H.265. Obviously less minutes because it's only 64 gigs, so just double that. But now I can do my ProRes. So ProRes HQ, I get 9 minutes on that 64 gig. 14 minutes 30 seconds on 422 and 20 minutes 45 on LT. So looking at that, you would think, so let's say I was going to put H.265 all I 422 MOV on card 1, and on card 2, let's say I wanted to put an H.264 MOV at 420. Yeah. So I've got on card 2 I'm putting an H.264 long op 8-bit 420 360. On card 1 it puts it back. You can't put a different format on card 1 and card 2 H.265. So on card 2 now we've got H.265 all I 422 and on card 1. So okay, I'll put ProRes on card 1. Changes card 2 to long op. So you can put ProRes on card 1 and long op on card 2, but you can only put one flavour. It's got to be H.265 long op 420 MOV, which always changes it back to H.265. So if you put ProRes on card 1, card 2 is going to be H.265 long op. We've got card 1 4K 16 by 9 25p in ProRes. Coming out the HDMI is the same, no different, but you can't go over here and change it. Down here we can change what we want to put into recording, so F-log, or so if we just want to put the film profile that we've got set will be the first one, then you do F-log, F-log 2 or HLG. That's your connection on there. And if you've got ProRes set here, you can put proxies on. And in the proxies you can have ProRes or H.264 proxies. But this is changed, stays with that. So if we go up to here, onto, we still get on the HDMI 4K out. So if we come out of that, and you think, oh, HDMI output setting, I can change it. You can't. All we can change is output info, HDMI record on, or raw, do the raw output. I've been through every single menu and you cannot actually set what you want the HDMI out to be. Now if you go in here and you change it to 6K, then you'll see that we get full HD out of the HDMI. We don't get a choice. Can't go over and change that in any way whatsoever. Yes, I can change what you're going to record it in, or I can just change it to HDMI output only, but again, full HD, I'll just get full HD. There's no 6K coming out of the HDMI. But if you go back, change that to 4K, HDMI output only. So you think, okay, if I put this to 6K, HDMI only, then I should have 6K coming out of the HDMI, full HD. There's no 6K coming out of the HDMI. 6K, card 1. But full HD coming out of the HDMI. But if we go down to raw on, we do our raw output. We've now got 6.2K coming out the HDMI. Go in. Now we can get to our HDMI settings. I can change this to 4.8K. 4.8K, and I got 4.8K coming out of the Blackmagic. But you can't get to this menu when you're in the media section, and you can't change it. So if I turn that off, this is blocked, but I can change everything here. Now if we go over to, so now we're looking at my video assist. On the camera, we're outputting 6.2K, or recording 6.2K into the actual camera, but we've only got 1080p as a format there. In here I can obviously change what recording codec I want. It's 1080p. Now I'm outputting 6K. So if I then go to 4K, so on my camera I've now got 4K. I'm recording ProRes LT, and I've got 4K coming out the HDMI to the recorder. But the issue I see is if you've got just a monitor, not a monitor recorder, and it doesn't accept a 4K input, you won't be able to monitor if you're recording in 4K in the camera. I know it's got a screen, but sometimes you want a bigger screen or even electronic viewfinder, and if you can't get that changed, you're stuck on 4K and you can't bring it down, you can't do it. Yes, if you go to full HD, then yes, we're outputting the same, but you're not recording 4K. The only way you get a HD signal is if you're in 6.2K recording internally. So let's look at the RAW. So if you go RAW, and we go to Blackmagic RAW 6.2K, I obviously get not supported, so we hit Blackmagic RAW, constant bit rate, we do 5:1. I've now got Blackmagic RAW 5:1, 6.2K 25p, and that's what I'm recording externally. Coming back to the actual camera, as you can see, we're outputting 6.2K HDMI. Now when you go into RAW, you get a turner as your film sim. I know you're shooting RAW, so you've got the full RAW data, so you don't really need a log, but it does go to a turner, so you have got that film simulation to view when you're recording. If you turn RAW off, go back in, then we can change to either the film sim that you've got selected, or you can actually pick the F-log. And as you can see, as it says here, 6.2K 3:1, 25p, I'm in ProRes, but I'm only over the HDMI, I'm only outputting full HD. Your 6K is only available in the H.265 flavors, and you get 11 minutes of recording of 6K on your 64 gig card. So 11 minutes 42 H.265, ProRes HQ you're getting 3 minutes on 64 gig, 422 you're getting 4 minutes, LT you're getting 6 minutes. If you change that to 4K in 20 minutes, in LT 14:30 on 42, HQ you get in 9, long got say you get 11 and 11. So you're not getting, personally I would go ProRes LT. The codec's very easy to work with on the computer, and especially if you go into 6.2K, the H.265s, yeah, really drag your computer down, so I'd stick with that. But as you can see, you've got some limitations. So if you find you can't record, it's probably because of a combination of settings. And I think the biggest issue I've got is your HDMI output, because you cannot change the HDMI output. If you look on the XT3 here, you're in the movie section here, and you go down, so on page 3 you've got movie, 4K movie output, So you can go into that, and then you can change what you record to the SD compared to the HDMI. So if you're recording 4K in SD card, you can put full HD out to your HDMI, or you can put full HD to SD and 4K to HDMI, or SD 4K HDMI 4K. And the same with full HD, you can change a few things on there. But that's what my issue is regarding that. But I can't do that on the X-H2S unless I've missed something. If I have, please let me know, but I've been through every single screen and I'll show you that. So in the first movie settings thing, we've obviously got those movie settings which I showed. And we have shooting mode, high speed record, media record settings, which is basically a double up of the others, so what's on card 1. And the HDMI output settings, which is where you'd think you'd find that. No, we've just got those 3 settings. Info display, which I've got on now, HDMI record control, and raw output. And then if we go down that setting, these settings, we've got obviously what you want to put out to the HDMI and what do you want to record to the card with the F-Log or the film sim. But basically you haven't got a lot of choices. You either have film sim going to the cards or the HDMI, or F-Log there or F-Log to both for HLG, so there's no choices really. You got your data levels, you can have full or video range. So I've gone for full range there. And then we go down and there's nothing else there. Then we go into IQ, nothing else again about HDMI, AF, nothing on HDMI on there. You got your audio settings, again nothing for HDMI, time code. Then you go into the spanner, the setup setting, and then you've got user settings. You can check the battery age, which is quite good. Reset. And then we've got the sound settings, screen settings. Yeah, I've got an F-Log view assist. But still nothing. The HDMI, you can change what's on the sub monitor on the top, which I find excellent. We've got buttons and dials. Again, nothing to do with HDMI. Power performance settings. Save data settings, where we can go sequential, backup or separate. But therefore, stills. The selecting of the movie settings is in that movie menu. Select folders, copyright, geotagging. So nothing. And if you change to go into the menu, basically we get our IQ settings, AF again, filter settings, sports, cooling fan settings, this is just a quick setting for when if you press the red button to start movie, and this is, and you're in stills, this is what it will use. And then nothing different. So there's nothing in there. There's nothing in here that's any different. And if you look in here, in focus mode, in video, you've got area and multi, but you have got face and eye detect and subject detect, which is the same as in stills. But if you go to stills, we go to AF, and we've got AF mode, we've got widen tracking, so you don't get tracking in video. You do when you've got your subject detection, but it's only going to track those subjects. There's no humans in there. So in your AF mode in stills, we've got widen tracking, which we used to have before, and it does work well. But in video, we've only got area and multi. So that's my first quick look at the codecs and just some of the things I found that may be a deal breaker to some people. I don't know. The not being able to put full HD out to a monitor is to me, because I've got a viewfinder that only takes 1080p, and I've got a monitor as well, which now I can't use if I went for this. I find the top panel very useful, but I'll have another look at some other things later. I just want to do this quick first video. Enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up. I'll see more videos like this. Hit that subscribe button. Till next time, see you later.